So that is video of Donald Trump and his team loading boxes onto a plane. And you might have watched that and thought, okay, I mean, they're moving. Why is that so important? Why is that so dramatic? This seems kind of boring. Wrong. It's not boring. You don't understand. And to understand, you'll need to understand when that video apparently came from. So that video was it from a 9th of May Daily Mail report. It was about Trump jetting out of Florida to spend the summer at Bedminster. It was 2021. So it was last year, May 9th. And that is very important, potentially. We're going to get into speculation mode now. But why would it matter that back in May of last year that he was moving boxes? Well, because May apparently was a busy month for Donald Trump. Because on May 6th, the National Archives and Records Administration contacted Trump's team to say that some high-profile presidential documents appeared to be missing. Gary Stern, being very diplomatic, this is the agency's chief counsel, writes, "We know things are very chaotic, as they always are in the course of a one-term transition," which is also a nice burn. Love that. "But it is absolutely necessary that we obtain an account for all presidential records." So that was May 6th. And 3 days later, they load a bunch of boxes on a plane to go to Bedminster in New Jersey. Now, maybe Trump wanted to go to Bedminster and he wanted to drop off these documents. So they flew to Bedminster and someone very responsibly took the documents to the National Archives. But I don't know, nothing has come out this year that implies that they did comply with that. So it sure looks like he was moving stuff from Mar-a-Lago to Bedminster. Now, we can't X-ray enhance the box to say exactly what was in it. We don't know. It's possible it was shoes or Trump steaks. I don't know. Maybe Eric was in there. We have no real idea. But close-ups have shown that the boxes appear to be the same sort of boxes that the documents that the FBI recovered were stored in. That is not definitive in any way, but it's not looking great. It's looking like what we've been speculating about, that why wouldn't he have moved some of these documents he didn't want to get caught with from Mar-a-Lago, where they knew some were being held, to one of his many other locations? This video could be evidence of that, Francesca.
Yeah, and was that him moving one of the boxes?
I think he was the first person into the plane. I don't think he was lifting much.
Okay, I saw some hair flipping up, and I was like, could it be? But I'm sure everyone who's touching those documents has been briefed and like ordained to do such. Like they're like the National Archives knows who those people are, and everyone's passed security clearances, as everyone definitely passed security clearances when they served in the actual Trump administration. Oh my God, Ivanka and Jared. But like, it's just, of course, it's like par for the course. And here you have him. I feel like they're going the wrong direction. I mean, they're getting closer, maybe they bypass DC if they're trying to drop off the documents.
No, Francesca, you don't understand. It was in the art of the deal. It's keep your enemies close and keep your stolen classified documents real close to your enemies.
Yeah. Exactly. No, and you know what it reminds me of, John? Like when I see this footage, it reminds me of like all of the election denial footage that they claim to have found, like what was it in Georgia? I forgot which counties, at this point, how many counties where it was like, this surveillance photo shows people counting ballots, except in this case, we might be right about some of this stuff, right? But It's like, I always try and think shoe on the other foot, how the far right would be reacting if this had been a national news story about Obama and then Obama was seen moving documents off of his plane. So I appreciate that we make a fuss of this. And I think we should make a fuss of this. These are federal crimes.
Exactly. Look, I will say I feel at least slightly uncomfortable making a fuss of it, just because I don't like speculation as much as you might think that I do. I think that there are reasons, contextual reasons, to believe that we might be able to read into this video what we're reading into it, but I don't know for sure. And honestly, it shouldn't be possible that that video shows what we think it might show. It wouldn't be possible that a crime like this would happen, or that if it were to happen, that it would be done in such a comically transparent fashion, that at every step along the way, he would be bungling through yet another series of crimes, that after being contacted on May 6th by the National Archives, that he wouldn't, in the fashion that he says he can, actually declassify all the documents. Now, of course, at that point, he can't. He's not president anymore, which is hilarious in its own right. But that if he was going to steal the stuff, that he wouldn't declassify the things that he could declassify, that he would move it just like marching around with big old boxes, having tons of people touching those things. It shouldn't be possible that it could be what it seems like it might be. And
but
we
it
could be
always
wrong. Again,
is.
we don't know.
Everything about Trump is it's always what it looks like. This isn't 7D chess. It's not even regular chess. It is at best a game of tic-tac-toe with a 2-year-old. Like, that is the extent of the amount of forethought.
It's a game of, with Trump, it's at best a game of tic-tac. That's all it is. He doesn't understand the tone.
It's all X's because the O's are zeros. Big ol' losers.
By the way, fast update. So I mentioned the pre-port, which we do every day before the full show. They are now saying they want the DOJ to split the cost of the special master. You cheap bastard, just pay for it. You're supposedly a billionaire. I don't really care about that. What I do want to give you an update on is one of the arguments Trump's legal team is making is they are now formally saying that some or all of the documents that were seized may not be classified, which I'm assuming not all of them are classified. But here's what they say, and there's a lot of spin on this. In what is at its core a document storage dispute that has spiraled out of control, get the hell out of here. The government wrongfully seeks to criminalize the possession by the 45th president of his own presidential and personal records. They argue that prosecutors are trying to limit any outside review of what it deems are classified records. So they're trying to imply that they're not classified. Again, at some point, you dinkuses, if you're going to say that he declassified some, again, he can't declassify all of them. There are some that is not in his purview to declassify. There is going to have to be a documented paper trail of declassifying those things. So I don't understand the weird game of legal chicken that they're playing here. You can keep saying it on Jeanine Pirro's show and you'll be fine. But if you try to make the argument in a courtroom, eventually you're going to have to deliver the paperwork proving that you declassify these documents. And we know that he didn't do that. So this is either a massive waste of time or they believe that in the end, it'll be someone like a Judge Cannon that is ruling on this, where they simply do not need to actually provide the proof. And because the judge is so corrupt that they'll just allow it anyway. I mean, maybe that's the direction we're going in.
Also, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe that we've always known, the DOJ knows that not everything's a classified material that he took, but he still can't take them. It's still not legal to actually take them out of the National Archives at all. So, right? So it's not just what is classified as what is secret, what is top secret, what is the, tippity top secret, what's the cherry on the top secret? That's all aside. There is the baseline. It might not carry the same penalties, but you cannot remove these documents whatsoever, even if you're the president.
Exactly. That should be easy to understand. In the past month, it should have been easy for that to be considered an indisputable fact by the entire country, but of course it's not. And basically every MAGA person believes, oh no, he can and should just have all this stuff. It's perfectly fine.